How's it going, everyone? My name is Travis Stroud, and I'm going to be instructor for this class. So I thought I would take the time to make this video just to give you a quick overview of how this course is going to work, maybe to set your mind at ease before we get into it. So hopefully this is the first video that you're watching, and then you'll get into the lectures afterwards. So once again, this class is biology for non-science majors, at the very least non-biology majors, and that being the case, I don't want to bore you with uh, topics you might not be interested in, so I went through and I selected topics that I thought would be the most interesting. And so the first one that we're going to start off with is our animals module. And what better way to get people interested in talking about biology than with these big animals? And we might actually talk about small animals that you might not have ever known existed. You might not have thought that they were animals. And so we'll talk about animals first. Then we'll talk about plants of all shapes and sizes. And then we'll get into protists and fungi. And then we'll talk about the stuff that we're made of, stuff that all life is made of, RNA and DNA. And we'll also talk about how life came to be on this planet. Then we'll talk about evolution. Here is Charles Darwin, the founder of the theory of evolution. And then we'll talk about ecology and organismal interactions. This is actually one of my favorite things to talk about. Really, really fun topic. And then we'll talk about biomes and climate to end off the semester. And so if you were counting, that's 7 different modules. And instead of giving the normal 4 exams, which I just think would have to cover way too much information, so that it would make studying for the exams kind of difficult. And I don't really want this class to be difficult. I want you to take away as much of this information as you can, and I want you to enjoy it. So there's going to be 7 exams in this class, so 1 exam for every module. That means that exams will come up quicker than you would expect in a normal class, right? If there's more exams and we have the same amount of time, but that means there's going to be more information that's broadly covered in the chapters themselves, instead of cramming multiple topics in the same exam. So I think you're actually going to be appreciative of that in the long run. And then we also have 10 labs that we're going to do throughout the semester. Each of those will be about 25 points each. And we'll get to those labs as we come along. All of these labs will be done online, and they'll be submitted online through various ways, but you won't have to be purchasing any extra extra materials. I'll be able to get you what you need through your computer. So most of them are going to be pretty fun. And they won't take up too much time, but there are going to be 10 labs. And so if you're ever just curious on what your overall grade is, you take 950 points, the total number of points that you have divided by 950. That's how you can grade your end of the year grade. If you ever want to know what your grade is right now, you can just take up the total number of points that you could have gotten, and obviously you already know how to do this, but total number of points you have divided by total that you could have had, multiplied by 100, and that's your grade. There's no extra credit in this course, so I'm just putting that out there now. What I do at the end of the year is I will obviously round your grades up. So if you've got a 84.6, I will give you an 85. So just stuff like that. There might be extra points on exams, so like extra credit questions, but outside of either extra credit points on an exam or a lab or a separate assignment, I don't give extra credit assignments only. So just putting that out there so that you know. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me via email. I will be responding to those emails as soon as I possibly can. I check 3 to 4 times a day, so you send it whenever you want, and I will be sure to get back to you, and with no longer than a wait of 24 hours. That's what I try to do anyway. If there's any questions, guys, please send those via email, and if not, I will look to see you in the next lecture. Have a good one.